All right. Joe Bob, our lovable and incompetent math friend here, has made some poor life choices and has decided to use loans to pay for his toys because he doesn't have the money. And he can't wait until he earns the money, so he just takes out a loan. And when you find yourself in this situation someday, maybe your thing that you're paying for is better than Joe Bob's, but you might hear of this thing called a payday loan. At least that's what they're called now. Um, they're a ripoff. Don't do this. And we're going to see just how bad a ripoff it is. First thing I'm going to do is answer this first part. What's the interest rate that this loan is charging? So let's put in the information we have. We know that the initial amount is $150. And I put it into my continuous interest rate equation. I don't know what R is. We're going to figure that out. And I do know what T is. Okay, take a look right here. T is 7 months. Now, don't put in 7 because what I want to know is how many years is that? Well, it's 7/12ths of a year. So you have to put in a little fraction right there, 7/12ths. And A, the amount the loan has grown to in those 7 months, is 360. So no problem. Let's just do a little bit of algebra, and we get 360 over 150 equals e to the r times 7/12ths. Now, this is where logarithms come in because we have a variable in the exponent, and there's no way to deal with that unless you logarithm both sides. So I'm going to use my natural log of 360 divided by 150, and that equals the natural log of e to the r times 7/12ths. Now, if you remember the power rule of logarithms, this is going to come down as an exponent. That's how powers work. So you get natural log of 360 divided by 150 equals r times 7/12ths times the natural log of e. And why natural log is so convenient is because this crosses off. It's just equal to 1. So all I have to do in my calculator now is run the natural log of 360. Give me a moment here. Find my buttons. 360 divided by 150. Okay. Times 12 divided by 7. Okay, great. So I find that R is equal to 1.5008. You might look at that and say, oh, that's not so bad. It doesn't sound like a lot, except when you realize this is a decimal value. It's not a percentage. This is not 1.5%. This is 150.08%. That's outrageous. So here you go. There's your answer for this first part. It's almost absurd how much is charged here. But that's only over 7 months. That's not even annualized. When I say annualized, I mean, what's this going to actually turn into over a single year? Well, we've got an equation for this. So let's just plug in. I'm going to switch my ink just so we can keep track of things. I'm going to plug it into my equation for PERT. That guy. Except we're asked for A over P. So just divide both sides by P. And you get A over P equals e to the RT. Well, we know what R is. Back to decimal form, though. R is 1.5008. And then there's T. So get that on there. What's T value? Oh, that's right. T equals 1. Okay, for a single year. So R times T is just 1.5008. And this is something you can calculate. Just plug it into your calculator. And okay, so we're going to say E to that last answer is equal to this, 4.49. Now, what that means is if you borrow $100, a year later, you will owe $449. That's how mind-bogglingly terrible this thing is. That's what interest rates like this do over even short periods of time. So, moral of the story is watch out for payday loans. Lesson of the story is this is how you calculate rate or time. Whichever one is up here in the exponent, we use natural logs to figure it out.